Hey, we're going to go over the answer key now to 6 and 7. So let's do this. This is what you did from Friday. So let's start with number 1. So follow along, please. Pull out your own notes and follow along with me at this time. You can pause if you need time to type. Number 1, a surplus of food caused the creation of larger populations. One of the first villages that has been excavated, which means they dug it up and they looked at all the different artifacts that they found in underneath in the old city. It is Catalhoyuk. What have we learned about Catalhoyuk? And you can have your own answer for this one. So think about what Mrs. Dana Jealous talked about and what you read about in 6 and 7. What did we learn? What are things that were found? What are conclusions that archaeologists came to? Stuff like that. All right. Number 2, why did some settlements grow into large towns and communities? Let's look at one of the first large settlements called Jericho to answer these questions. So what environmental factors helped Jericho be successful? Number 1, natural defenses such as Mount Nebo, the Jordan River Valley, and Central Mountain Range. 2, a strategic location in regards to Mount Nebo East, Central Mountains to the west, a deep valley located in the central Palestine, which resulted in key trading, and, okay, just ignore this. Number 5, you can skip 3 and 4. Migration zone. Number 6, rich soil due to the Jordan River. Number 7, abundant sunshine due to location. And number 8, plentiful water because of, again, the Jordan River, located on an oasis with natural freshwater spring. Okay? Number 3, with a surplus of food and more permanent shelters, people could now concentrate on new technology. List some of these inventions. What were the new inventions in technology? Plow, the wheel, weaving, the calendar. Okay? Number 4, what invention ends with what we call the Neolithic era? Metal tools. What is the next era called? Ancient history. We've arrived. We've arrived at ancient history. Number 6, looking at the map, list the first civilizations that relied on rivers and flooding. So here's your map that you're looking at. So 1, we have Mesopotamia. Okay, so this is the earliest. The numbers go in order from oldest to most recent. So the earliest civilization is right here in Mesopotamia. Number 2 is the Nile River, so that's ancient Egypt. Then we have the Huang in China over here, which they found even earlier artifacts now, so that might actually be closer to this time of the Nile in Egypt. 4, we have the Indus. 5, Ganges. 6, Yangtze River area. Nothing for 7. They did not rely on the rivers for flooding. Minoan here in 7. 8, Peru. 9, New Guinea, also did not rely on flooding rivers. 10, Niger, West Africa. 11, the Incas, also they did not rely on flooding rivers. The rest of these did. And 12, the Aztecs in Mexico. All right, list the early civilizations that did not rely on rivers. So please list the civilizations that did not rely on rivers. See above. So let's fill this in. As we can see, these are the ones that did rely on flooding rivers. These ones did not. Alrighty, Minoan, New Guinea, and Incas. What did you notice about their location on the map? How does this map prove that climate conditions were a major factor in the first settlements? Very interesting. They are all near the equator, right? They're all in this area near the equator. Now let's fill in the blanks together. Follow along as I read. Not all people decided to settle into village communities and farm, but instead they continued to hunt and gather, and their descendants are hunting and gathering today. Others decided to take advantage of the harsher lands that were impossible to farm and raise animals that flourish in that habitat. These groups are called pastoralists. Pastoralists adapted to harsh climates all over the world. In the northern cold tundra, where reindeer flourish, humans adapted to the cold using the reindeer for food, transportation, and warmth. In the dry deserts of Africa, humans could use camels to help them survive. Dry grasslands that were poor for farming made great pastures for cattle, sheep, and horses, which were too inhospitable for farming communities. Probably the most famous pastoralists in history were the nomadic herders of the Eurasian steppes, prairies, generally termed horse peoples. These nomadic pastoralists, who often appear in history as invaders of Europe, the Middle East, and China. The generic title encompasses the ethnic groups inhabiting the steppes of Central Asia, Mongolia, and what is now Russia. They domesticated the horse, and their economy and culture emphasized horse breeding, horse riding, and a pastoral economy in general. Okay, awesome. Great job, guys. Please review that. Fill in any answers that you did not get. Go ahead and pause my video and do that now. And keep filling these out so that you have a great study guide. Okay?